Hello, Like Mother, Like Murder listeners. We quickly wanted to tell you all about Safely, a company for all women by women. Safely was created by 4 amazing ladies whose goal is to empower women everywhere to live their best lives, offering resources and self-defense products to help you feel confident and prepared.
In addition to their pepper spray and their sidekick, Safely also offers resources and safety tips. Go check out their website at livesafely.co. That's LIVE safely.co. And if you use our code, LikeMother, at checkout, you will get a 10% discount. Okay, love you, bye.
Okay, love you, bye. Welcome to Like Mother, Like Murder. I am Rachel.
And I'm Heather.
We bring you the good,
The badass.
and the crime.
This is Like Mother, Like Murder.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Like Mother, Like Murder.
L. Oh, people can't see me.
No. I can
I'm
see
trying
you.
to make an L with my arm. That was a fail. M. I'm just doing our initials. L. M. Because I can't do the whole thing. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Like Mother, Like Murder.
Hello. Hello. I like when people can hear you since they can't see you.
I know. Well, speaking of hearing, very quickly, we hope the audio is a little bit fixed more this week. We understand that there have been some issues. We recently switched hosts, and I think it messed with our audio a little bit, but we are here. We are learning from our mistakes, and we're sorry about that, but don't worry, because we're fixing it.
Yeah, we will make it better, we promise. If not this one, the next one. We're going to just keep trying until it is
trial and
perfect. Perfect. Well, that's one of the things that was hard too, is like I felt like our audio was always great.
Yeah.
And so hearing people kind of reach out and be like, hey, what's going on with your guys' audios?
But it's nice. I'm so glad people did.
Yeah, we need that.
I mean, we love to listen to ourselves, but we don't always listen to, because we've already listened to the episode probably at least 2-3 times before it actually gets released.
Right.
So we don't always listen to it right away when it was released. We need to get back into doing that. We did used to do that. Like,
I do it. So I don't know if it's just because it's from my phone and not like in headphones or in the car.
Maybe.
And it's, you know, different ways of listening, you receive a different audio. So if you have the headphones on, you're really hearing every single detail in there. So I think that's just how I'm going to have to listen from now on. Either way, we are going to correct that and make sure that it is top tier for you guys, because I am not okay with that. It's unacceptable, and we are going to fix it.
we are here to serve.
Hey, everyone. Welcome to Like Mother, Like Murder on Tuesday.
Like
Heather,
Mother,
you were going to
Like
do a little shout out for us.
Yes, I want to definitely do a shout out. So we recorded with the wonderful Kadra.
She's amazing.
The amazing Kadra. Perplexity, a mystery podcast. We recorded with her a while back. The episode released on a week ago, actually, July 31st. And it's episode 87, The Dark History of the Chateau Marmont, which is a hotel out here in the LA area. And that was so fun. She was so amazing. First of all, her research was great. Second of all, she brought visuals. She gave us a PowerPoint to look at. Like, we were like, okay.
It wasn't just a recording. It was an experience.
It was a full-on experience. So go check her out. You can, obviously, wherever you get your podcast, but then you can also watch it on YouTube.
Yes.
If you want to see all of the amazing facial reactions that are Rachel and myself.
No, you for sure. Every single person, anytime a video is posted, it's like Heather's reactions, her expressions are the best. But go follow her on YouTube. Go hit the subscribe button and follow her. Leave her a 5-star review. She's amazing. And
She's great.
one of the things that I'm just obsessed, she has the perfect podcasting voice. Just her voice, like as you listen to her, is amazing. She's so professional. She's hilarious as well. So we truly enjoyed recording with her, and we do plan on recording with her again and having her on Like Mother Like Murder as well. So go and check her out 100%. I was also going to read a review for you guys. It's been a little while since I've read a review. And so this one comes from, it's on our reviews, it's Lil Pyro Girl. Okay, but it's, yeah, it's April from Crime to Burn. Heather's dying. It's really funny, too, because she was talking in one of, like, our group chats about when you're younger and you choose your emails. And it's like there's always, like, I think mine at one point was literally, like, Lil Ray Ray Bay Bay or something. Yeah. There was always Lil or X's in there as well. And so she was like, at least it stuck because she is a pyro girl. You know, she's a fire expert.
I like to think, you know, little 16-year-old, like, oh, pyro girl. And then she literally grows up to be a fire expert. Like, this is hilarious. Yes. You want to know what... Okay, so the one that sticks in my head the most is one that my dad actually made up for me because he had set me up. So I was emailing very young because when my parents were deployed, email was something we could do while they were deployed. And so my dad had actually created like one of my first email addresses, but then I told him, I was like, I can't remember what it is. I can't remember the password. So he goes, oh my God, you're hopeless. We'll make you a new one. And he literally, it was hopeless 661, which is the area code for Lancaster. So like that was my main email address for a really long time probably until college. Like no joke.
Not that we need to get into all of the different details of our emails as we're doing it anyways. Mine was, for the longest time, one of my early ones was XX, you saved me, XX at yahoo.com because that was an R. Kelly song that I was obsessed with back then. Oh my gosh.
Okay, yeah. You guys, we're going to put this on Instagram. We're going to ask you guys for your most off-the-wall emails that you had as a teenager because this is hilarious.
I don't want to get into what my passwords are because you guys all steal my identity, but those were equally as awful. They were so bad.
Love it. Okay, so tell us what Pyro Girl told us.
Yeah, I was going to say, let me actually read the review now. So she said, love it. She gave us a 5-star. Love the energy. Love the stories. Love the genuine care and compassion. And we love that. We love that so much. Thank you so much, April, for that review. And we've said it before, and you guys actually got to hear a little bit from April on our Brooklyn Farthing episode because, like we said, she is her little fire expert self, and she gave us some insight into a fire that happened in that episode. But you guys definitely need to go check out Crime to Burn. But yeah, so thank you. If you haven't left a 5-star, we love them. We appreciate them. They help us be seen. They help us to reach other people, and we love that. So, yes. Heather. It's Heather's turn today. I went, you know what I was looking at the other day? I went 2 times in a row, and so I'm like, yeah, you get to do it, and it's my turn to chill.
You will definitely be chilling in this, in a matter of speaking. So, I kind of called an audible yesterday. I had planned on doing so. I recently went to Monterey with some family, and I was like, oh, I need to come up with a case because it was literally my last thing on my vacation where Rachel and I didn't record for like 2 friggin' weeks or something. And so Zach's like, you should find a Monterey case. And I was like, oh, such a good idea. So I was searching like Monterey cases, and I found this amazing case, and I was like, oh, I have to cover this. This is right up my alley. Perfect for Like Mother Like Murder. And then so I literally started writing like half of it out. And then yesterday I ran across this case, or not yesterday, I would say like 2 days ago. I've literally put this together in the last couple of days because I ran across this, and I was like, After we recorded our last episode, which was just sad and tragic and lots of sadness, I was like, I feel like I want something a little lighthearted. And trust me, this is lighthearted. So lighthearted that nobody dies, okay?
Yes.
But there's plenty of crime because, wow.
Well, we needed the lighthearted too, because I'll give you guys a little insight that as soon as I got on to Squadcast this morning, I looked at Heather and started crying. That's the feelings that I'm in right now. And she's like, we don't need to record. I was like, we do need to record right now. This is exactly where I need to be. And thank you for bringing a lighthearted case today, because I don't know how I would have done with a heavy.
Because this is going to be something that you're going to love this, Rachel. You're going to love this.
Okay. All right. I'm ready for it. Let's do it.
Okay, Rachel. Imagine this. Put yourself in these shoes. You're a mother of 3.
No.
Already no.
I'm stepmother of 3.
This is it. There you go. See? It's so far off. So you're a mother of 3. You're recently divorced in a very vulnerable place after getting out of your 10-year marriage. You meet a man who shows interest in you and kind of sweeps you off your feet. He tells you how beautiful and sexy you are. Things are great. You start seeing each other. And then one day, while dropping your kids off at dance class, you see your new man and his wife.
Ooh, I knew it was coming. I was like, is it love bombing? What is it? Is he a cheater? What is it? Tell me more.
Well, what would you do
no.
in that situation?
I'd go introduce myself to his wife. I would walk straight over there. I have no chill. Yeah, you don't insert yourself into my life, and I hope anyone else's. And it's one of those things where, like, you nip that shit as quickly as you possibly can. Yeah, this person was sharing, spilling, telling you guys these sweet forevers. And guess what? I've been there, and I was a stupid, dumbass bitch. So I learned my lesson, and I will never let that happen again. Thank you, Joel. So I've been the dumb bitch.
Well, at least you didn't do what Claire Carruthers did.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
So let me tell you about Claire Carruthers.
Okay.
This hypothetical did, in fact, happen to her. A 36-year-old mother of 3. She is from... Okay. So how would you pronounce this? Keeping in mind that this is in Northern Ireland. I'm going to spell it for you. Actually, look, it's the title of our show. Balllygowan. How would you say that?
No. Don't do this to me. And especially you're like from Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
All I want to do is be from Northern Ireland. Like, but after I try to pronounce this, they're gonna ban me for
They're
life.
Gonna ban you. I know. Zach's like, "Are you gonna try an Irish accent?" I was like, "I don't want to be killed."
Ballygowan.
Ballygowan. Like, I think it's like we looked it up on YouTube.
I don't know.
Like, how do you say it? It's like Ballygowan. Like, they really like slide that last like "goan" in there. So Ballygowan. She's from Ballygowan, 36-year-old mother of 3.
Okay.
And this exact thing happened to her. And according to Claire, she was, quote, fed up of being fucked over by men. So she worked in the fashion.
So she just dived into it and was like, let me do it even more?
Well,
you guys, choose yourself.
You'll see what Claire does. And it's mind-boggling. So, a little bit about Claire. She worked in the fashion industry. She owned a boutique shop in Belfast.
Cute.
And in October of 2021, her and her husband of 10 years had divorced. And like I said, in her own words, she was vulnerable and she didn't think she'd move on so quickly. But then she met a man in December of the same year, so just a few months after her divorce was finalized. They quickly became like a thing, a situationship, if you will.
Yikes.
Claire, the way she says it, is this guy was very persuasive. He showed interest in her. She fell hard for him. And, you know, that was that. So how did these two meet?
Oh, gosh.
Well, he came over to clean her carpets. Literally
Which
clean
ones?
her carpets. No, like, metaphors, innuendos there. He was a carpet cleaner.
Mm. Uh-huh.
So
he was trying to work towards something else.
I kept making, like, when I was talking to Zach about this, I kept making, like, an innuendo and saying it weird, like, clean her carpets. And he's like, what are you trying to say? I'm like, it's funny, like, clean her carpets. And he's like, no, that's not a thing. And I was like, it is for me. So the thing is, in the articles that I found, they don't disclose his name. And so I'm just going to call him Carter. Carter, the carpet cleaner.
Okay.
So his name is Carter for the sake of this episode.
Sounds good.
So Claire says that Carter told her that he was recently separated from his wife and they were going to be getting a divorce. So she knew he was married but separated and in the process of a divorce. And when they first met, she said that he told her how good looking she was and how her husband was so dumb for leaving her.
I want to punch him. I want to punch him straight in his face.
Well, remember, there's always three sides to every story. Because according to Carter, the carpet cleaner, that's not what happened at all.
Oh, okay.
He said that it was a brief affair, not a relationship. It was just a few nights that they hooked up. And that he didn't pursue her. She actually contacted him by sending him a picture of her bedroom floor, which supposedly had a stain on it. But in the picture, it wasn't just a picture of the stain on the carpet. It also included Claire in the background in lingerie.
Oh. Okay. All right.
So, regardless of how it started, though, after it came out that Carter was, in fact, not separated from his wife and not planning a divorce, even though Carter says he made it clear to her that he was never planning on leaving his wife, things got ugly. Seemingly, I would guess, after the run-in, dropping the kids off, right? That kind of
I would assume so. Yeah.
Puts it into a new level of uh-oh.
Right. Yeah, you show up and you look over and you see that. You're like, oh, that doesn't look like leaving.
Right. So remember, they started seeing each other December of 2021. So fast forward a little bit to June of 2022. Carter starts receiving threats from an anonymous account. It began with asking if he, and this is a quote, fucked other people's wives as part of your service, or is that extra?
Ooh.
End quote.
Okay.
So the anonymous account then demanded £2,000 in exchange for silence regarding the affair. Okay. And then sent a picture of Carter in Claire's car after one of their rendezvous. Mm-hmm. Yeah. How'd you know I was going to say rendezvous?
I'm just right there with you. So, full on blackmailing him. Like, obviously it's her. Duh. But also, like, that just instantly, we say it all the time, like, don't be a cheater. Don't be a cheater, guys, because, look, you never know what you're getting into. I mean, also, if you're with someone, be loyal. Come on now. But if you go messing around with people, bad things gonna happen.
I mean, come on, karma. So at first, Carter thought it was actually Claire's ex-husband because of the do you fuck other people's wives, comment. So he actually contacted the ex through a mutual friend, and the ex was like, no, not me. And then he asked Claire about it, and he's like, well, it's not your husband's. Like, is it you? And of course she's like, no, it's not me.
I would never.
But Carter panicked because he didn't want his wife to find out about it. And he paid the £2,000 to keep the affair hidden.
To who? Like, it was just wired to a random account, so he had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Now, interestingly, when this happened in June 2022, it actually happened while he was on vacation with his family, with his wife. And when he got the first message that said, like, do you fuck other people's wives for money? Like, his wife was aware of the message. And then I doubt she saw the picture of him in the car. But he, of course, at that point told his wife, like, I have no idea what this is about.
Right.
Oh,
damn. She's probably wondering, like, where'd all our vacation money go?
Yeah. Why are you paying people £2,000? So then, in October of that year, so a couple months later, Claire actually friends Carter's wife on Facebook.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah. And it's not just like, we've seen each other around town. Click. Our daughters are in the same dance class or something. Click. No. She just starts commenting also on their family photos. Now, I could not find what these comments actually said.
Shoot.
But,
isn't that funny how you're like, friended her on Facebook, and the first thing you were like, what would you do? I'm like, walk straight over there and say hi to her and talk to her. And now that I know that she's seeming, and there are so many sides, so I'm not taking any sort of whatever at this point. But it's funny because now I'm just like, ooh, she seems kind of psycho.
Right. Well, and remember at this point, Carter's wife has no idea who,
right.
Like, I mean, other than maybe seeing her around, like she doesn't know about the affair. I mean, I'm sure she got suspicious. Or she had her suspicions, especially when Carter's getting,
random emails.
Messages saying
right.
what they said. At that point, she has no idea what this is really about. He claims he has no idea what this person was referring to. And then after being friended on Facebook, Carter's wife also received a handwritten note which read, and I quote, "Your husband has been cheating on you for years." Yeah.
Okay.
So Claire claims the note was not from her. Not from her. But regardless, Carter's wife contacts Claire anyway.
Yeah.
And Claire says she talked to Carter's wife. She has no animosity towards her, blah, 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 because she claims, right, this whole time that Carter told Claire, I'm separated, and so she wasn't seemingly doing this, but like we said, 3 sides to every story. Carter said, I made it clear I was married.
Yeah, so she's claiming that she had no idea they were still a thing. Mm-hmm. He's claiming, yes, she did, but still did it anyways. Okay. Yeah, and then the wife's over there like, I hate you both.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Then November of 2022. So this is like right after the Facebook and the handwritten note. And about a year after the affair had started, Carter receives another blackmail note basically saying £2,000 for silence about the affair. But this time it was not from an anonymous account. It was from Claire's account. So this
straight
time
from her. Yeah.
She's not even trying to hide the fact that she's blackmailing him.
She's like, no, you knew it was me the first time, so I don't need to hide it anyways. But I'm doubling down.
She doubled down. She doubled down here.
But, I mean, you're saying keep it anonymous, yet... So does he not know that they've already had conversations? Does he not know that Claire's talked to the wife yet through Facebook?
I'm sure he knows. I'm sure he knows because one other report I read said that, like, he's, Claire says the note wasn't from her, but, my wife and our friends looked at the note and they compared the handwriting and they know it was so I think he knows everything that's going on.
So he's probably just telling her he's probably telling his wife, like, no, she's crazy. It's not happening.
Well, after this latest one where it is Claire from her own personal account, he does go to the cops and says, I'm getting blackmailed, and he comes clean to his wife about his infidelity.
Okay.
So he does tell his wife at this point, yes, I slept with her. But his story, right, is that it was just a few times. It wasn't this, year-long affair that kind of Claire is seemingly saying it was.
Okay.
So he goes to the cops because blackmail is a crime. And they investigate, they confirm the numbers, the email address, the bank accounts that, they asked to wire money to. They were all, linked back to Claire. She's arrested and questioned. She admits to the whole thing. She says yes. In one of the articles I read, she said that a friend of hers actually was like, you should just blackmail him. And she was like, okay, great.
Oh, my gosh, oh, yeah, it wasn't my idea. It was someone else's, but I thought it was great.
And keep in mind, this is between the time that this is happening, 35 to 36-year-old mother of 3.
Yeah.
This is not a, 17, 18-year-old
No, crazy
teenager.
has no age, though. Yeah. It really doesn't. Crazy has no age. And that stays with you. She was probably crazy her whole damn life. So, there it is.
I'm guessing. So, she was, like I said, she admitted to the whole thing, and then she made it to court. So in January of this year, of 2024, she pled guilty. She was given a sentence, 2 years probation. She could have gotten jail for this, but she didn't. The judge gave her 2 years probation. She has to do 100 hours of, community service, and then she has to pay back the $2,000. Mm-hmm. Now, interestingly, right, it's the $2,000 from the quote-unquote anonymous one, which she claims wasn't her, but I don't, we'll see. And then, of course, there's a 2-year restraining order in place. She can't contact Carter or his family, which is probably for the best.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the judge in this case said this, quote, the whole thing caused her to feel like she was a homewrecker. She then acted out of anger at being deceived and set upon a course of, effectively, revenge. Yeah. I would say blackmail, right? Revenge. One of the articles labeled her a sextortionist. Sextortionist. I can't even say the word. Sextortionist.
I mean, like I mentioned at the beginning of this, unfortunately, I've been in a messed up situation, but so as I call Claire crazy, it's so sad because she could have completely been manipulated. She could have completely have been totally fine doing her own thing. This guy all of a sudden's in her life, and he's saying it was her, she's saying it was him,
right?
Now I want to see all of the receipts to every single thing. We need the receipts.
And it's honestly probably something in the middle, right? Most things are where he probably is oh, yeah, the first couple times, maybe he's like, oh, yeah, I'm leaving my wife. And then he's like, oh, actually, I'm not leaving my wife. But let's still, all in all, she was clearly in a vulnerable place. And as you will see, Claire she's got some shit. She's got some shit.
There's more. She takes it further. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. There's more, guys. There's more.
I mean, I know this is, regardless, is going to be a quick episode, but there is more.
Hello, everybody. This is Liam Collins, the host of the podcast Crime Over Wine, and I'm about to make your Wine Wednesdays so much better. We know that there is nothing better than hanging out and listening to your favorite true crime podcast over your favorite bottle of wine, and that's where we come in. Every week, we share a new head-scratching true crime story while reviewing your new favorite bottle of wine. So your new true crime adventure is waiting for you. Crime Over Wine drops new episodes every Wednesday, wherever you get your podcasts.
So, unfortunately for Claire, 2024, just the hits, they keep on coming. When it rains, it pours. So in May of this year, Claire again found herself in court for, quote, torturing her estranged husband.
Now she's just going to take it on any guy? Like, take it out on any guy? Like, what is going on here?
What's interesting about this is when she was interviewed in January of this year, when her sentencing was coming down, she said, the last few years were rough on her, but at the time of her sentencing in January, Claire said she was actually engaged to a new man, and he's brilliant, and she's trying to move on with her life. But, 2024 just seems like it's not going to be the year for you, which, I think a lot of people can agree 2024 has been a fucking year. But she was convicted of, quote, persistent and improper use of a telecommunication network. Because apparently back in November of 2023, and if you think about the timing of this, it was a year after she'd been convicted of blackmailing Carter, but that she was technically also engaged, seemingly at the time. She said she was engaged in January of 2024.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on here. Because this started in 2021, correct? Yeah. So then you got divorced.
I have the whole timeline. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like got divorced, then you're with this guy supposedly for a certain amount of time, and then you're engaged. And then you're
blackmailing him, and you're also quote unquote torturing her estranged husband. So what it says is that 7 to 17 times in November of 2023, she was just like calling and messaging and kind of just like, in my opinion, it's almost like harassment. But
do they have those texts or those calls that say it's the harassment when it comes to like what is it about? Because if it's the husband, is it the kid's father too? Like she has 3 kids, so is it in?
She has 3 kids, and they're seemingly that's their dad. Because I'm assuming it's her ex-husband, not this guy that she was engaged to, because they're engaged, not married yet. And this is a good thing to bring up, because according to Claire, it wasn't a one-sided communication. It wasn't just like her calling and texting and whatever. It was supposedly like a back and forth.
Right.
But it went to court, and the court found that no, this isn't the case. You were harassing him.
Okay.
The technical charge was persistent and improper use of a telecommunication network.
I'm sure so many people need to be hit with that.
I don't know. Right. So apparently, Northern Ireland's are gonna be like,
I can get someone for that. Holy cow.
Because she got popped for this, and it could mean up to 5 months in jail.
I can think of so many people right now that I just want to report them.
I know, right? So, luckily for Claire, though, the judge suspended the sentence. She wasn't getting jail time. And yeah, I don't know the full extent of the messages or anything, but the court says it was 7 to 17 times, just kind of like boom, 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 right? Now, when she was in court, this back and forth between Claire and the judge is something that I wish I would have seen firsthand.
Oh,
so
boy.
The judge asks her, "Why are you behaving like a child?" And Claire replies, "I was antagonized." And the judge says, "And that caused you to revert to a childlike state?" "Yes," she says.
Okay.
Remember, she's like 36.
Yeah. No, you guys, you got to be better than that.
And now get this. She ends up back in court.
Again.
The next month, June of 2024.
With a different guy? Is it about a different guy, though?
So this time it's for a drunk driving charge that had happened.
Oh, gosh. She is going through it.
Year.
Damn.
That's what I'm saying. She's going through it. So let's just recap. I told you I had a timeline. It actually took a while to put all of this together because it happened in such a short span, and there's not a lot of articles, and half of them are they're from Northern Ireland, so I had to sign up for Belfast Telegraph or whatever the thing was. So, to recap, October 2021, Claire divorces her husband. December 2021, she starts seeing Carter, the carpet cleaner.
Okay.
June 2022, she's blackmailing Carter from an anonymous account. Then October/November 2022, so about a year after her divorce, she is allegedly sending handwritten notes to Carter's wife and also blackmailing Carter again, this time not worrying to hide her identity. Carter goes to the police. She's arrested. She confesses to the blackmail. Now, fast forward to October 2023. So now we're looking at 2 years post-divorce. She gets popped for allegedly drunk driving. Now, I kind of wonder if, like, the anniversary of her divorce comes around and she just, like, you know, kind of goes off the rails. Because then in November 2023, again, so this is about 2 years after she divorced, she's pretty much harassing her ex-husband with the, you know,
text messages,
inappropriate nonstop phone calls. And then in January of 2024, that's when all of these actions from the last couple years start coming down. January 2024, she's convicted and sentenced for the 2022 blackmailing. But she's also engaged at the time, right? So maybe things are looking up for her. But they
don't seem like they're looking up for her. What do you mean?
Because then in May 2024, she's back in court for the 2023 harassment of her ex. And then June 2024, that's when she's in court for the drunk driving that also happened last year.
Okay.
And my biggest question is, like, dude, you are a mother of 3. I mean, we were just
bigger things going on in your life.
This. How does she even have time? How does she have time for this? Like, I don't understand.
You know, a sidebar really quickly, it made me think of, so in Northern Ireland, this is happening, and 7 to 17, whether it was text or phone calls, and that leads to an actual, like, convicted crime type thing, okay?
Right.
And instantly, it brought me back to that show, and I don't know if you watched it, Baby Reindeer, and the abuse and the just when it came from the text messages, the calls, in person, all of those things. And I know the show, it came out later that it was definitely, like, escalated. There was a lot of truth into it, whatever. I'm not trying to go into that. But thinking about that and how when he went to report it and he's being turned away for things that are way more significant than this, I got to give props to Northern Ireland and taking it as serious as they did to, you know, convict her of a crime that I've never heard of in my life.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is, I didn't get into it, but because I couldn't really find anything about it, but there was another, she had, like, this set of issues wasn't her first one. I think it was, like, intimidation or something else that she had been popped on, like, a few years back. But, like, regardless, I mean, 2022, 2023 were just, like, not good years for Claire.
No.
And, you know, I kept thinking, it's so funny because when you were reading the review, I was like, I want to have compassion for her because clearly she's going through it. She's clearly going through it. And I really just hope she's making dumb mistakes. I mean, at this point, no one has been physically hurt, but she has to understand that, like, these actions are not okay. Right. And I just hope she can get the help that she needs because I think she needs help. She needs something. And
she definitely needs something, and her kids don't need to see the stuff that she's doing and then take that and carry on with that either. So hopefully they're not being exposed to any of the crazy. I don't know.
Yeah. And so I you know, Claire, we've all been in a very rough point of our life, and so I want to have a lot of compassion for you there. But let's just, like, maybe we just don't need our phone for a while. Maybe that would help. Maybe we could
ground yourself.
Yeah, seriously. No phone for you.
Find something else that is going to be